It's a bummer that she showed up as a Spider-Woman to a Nosferatu Beach Party. Hi ghouls, it's Foot and welcome back to the Drag Lair. Step inside if you dare because this week we are talking about Dragula Titan Season 2 Episode 4. And I hope you brought your moon block because we're going to a beach party.
The Drag Lair.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to my ongoing coverage of Dragula Titans. This week, it is episode 4. We are just barreling through the season. Can you believe we're already at episode 4? Just to recap, last week, it was the Gothic Wedding Challenge, where the ghouls had to perform or portray 2 Gothic looks, a Gothic bride and a Gothic groom. And I just gotta say, that episode was amazing. I am still not over it. Like, they really peaked with that one. So just to go over some stats from last week, the top was Eva, Jaharia, JK, and Cynthia, with JK snatching the win. And in the bottom was Zava, Jade, and Disasterina, with Jade and Disasterina ultimately climbing the ghostly gallows and Jade dropping through. In the cauldron, it was a messy one because it was everyone versus Dahlia for being a little sneaky snake going around to production, tattling, butting her nose in where it doesn't belong, and everyone finally had enough. So let's see what dramas unfold this week, shall we? So we are back at the lab. It is a new week, and everyone still hates Dahlia. She's kind of sulking on all over to the side, and honestly, rightfully so, bitch. You burned almost everyone in this competition. Yeah, don't be surprised when nobody wants to hang out with you. So you would think that, Dahlia would be the center of attention coming off from last week, but no, ma'am, because Miss Zavaleta pipes up. She started to apologize to, coming for people so hard, and then, Cynthia, being the saint that she is, had to bring up how she thought that it was a personal attack against JK, not just more of a criticism on her look. It was more of a personal attack, which unfolds the craziest crash out I think we've seen on Dragula. And basically Zava gets so heated against JK that she walks off the set. And so basically the drama is that Zava dated a guy back in Brooklyn, and she didn't think that he was good for her, and so she ended things on her terms. But to spite her, he ended up going after and is now dating JK because he knew that they didn't get along. So it was kind of a shitty thing to do on this guy's part, and that's the tea. So she crashes out in the parking lot of wherever they film. And this is actually really sad. Just if you, have gone through some type of breakup, everyone mourns in different ways. And so, maybe she's going over the top a little bit. But at the same time, it's this is probably someone that she really, really loved. And, yeah, she ended it on her terms. But to see now someone else in the competition having to deal with what it's like seeing this person dating your ex, oh my god, I'd also probably want to kill myself. Now I understand why she's on that ketamine, because clearly she needs it. And mama, take your ketamine, take it. No judgment here, enjoy it, because men ain't shit, and so the only way to fix it is drugs. And honestly, let's shout out Cynthia for being the MVP of the situation. First off, coming to the aid of JK and basically saying, hey, you called them out as a personal attack versus in a competition sake, which was 10 out of 10 Cynthia. Really appreciate that. But also Cynthia was the only one that went to comfort Zava in the parking lot. So kudos to Cynthia for being literally a doll. I also thought it was so funny when Zava was like, he was an addict, and she was like, okay. And she goes, he was addicted to me. And she goes, oh yeah, okay, okay. Just hearing the complete and utter nonsense and just being a good friend to be. Yeah, say whatever you need, baby. So we all come back into the lab. Zava wipes her tears. Everything's good for now. And we get the challenge issuing, and it is Return to the Nosferatu Beach Party, where the ghouls must curate a beach vampire look and also choreograph and perform a lip sync to the Boulez song Nosferatu Beach Party. I love this challenge. This was first done on season 4 and such a fun idea. Like, I just love all the mod influences. It is just something that works so well together. They crushed it on season 4, and you know, we've been told that they're revisiting their favorite challenges and moments of Dragula, and so I'm so happy that this one made the cut. So let's see how this plays out. Now, before the ghouls can start working on their performances and their looks, we get the fright feat, which again comes from season 4. It's the vampire feast where they must eat an entire bulb of garlic and drink a pint of pig's blood. This is crazy. Normally, some of the fright feats, I'm like, oh, I can do that. Like, that's no problem. I don't wish this on my worst enemy. This looks like the worst possible thing ever. I don't know if you ever had a little bit too much garlic in one bite. That shit hurts. And just to be eating it raw, and the only thing I've never had pig's blood. I don't plan on drinking pig's blood, but the only thing to help wash it down is a pint of pig's blood. Yeah, no thanks. No thanks. So seeing everyone gag and choke and just basically suffer through this fright feat, yeah, this one's not for me. Zava, though, had a very interesting tactic to avoid having to bite into the garlic. She just tried to swallow each clove whole, which ended up with her choking, and they had to do the Heimlich on her. I'm not laughing at the fact that she choked, but it was like the situation of it all just made me laugh. This was so funny. Them having to stop just to give her the Heimlich because she was choking on an entire clove of garlic. Like, you can't write that. That's so freaking funny. This does not sound like a good time. I don't think I could ever do this in a million years. But we also see that the winner of the fright feat will also get a spell of protection to either protect them from extermination or protect somebody else from extermination. And as the fright feat goes on, Zava and JK are neck and neck, which are really surprising. Like, they just had that storyline not even 10 minutes ago, and they're the ones that are like neck and neck. Wow, the way that like things just end up, crazy. So JK is the one that ends up winning the fright feat. He wins the spell of protection, and he also gets to pick the teams for the challenge. So let's break down the looks and the teams. So first off, I just need to say that the editing for this episode was not great. It was so hard to judge the performances, and so I'm not necessarily going to talk about the performances because it was so spliced together that it didn't make sense. I think what needs to happen is, if they continue to do challenges like this, each team needs certain sections to where it's, okay, group 1, we're going to have the first 30 to 45 seconds. Group 2 is going to have the next 45 seconds. Group 3 and 4 and so on. So we can get a very distinct, oh, we're watching group 1 now. We're watching group 2 now, 3 and 4. Because cutting it all back and forth, you kind of lose focus. Your brain is so jumbled with like, oh, who did I just watch? Oh, what is happening? Like, there's so much going on. Yes, I get that they're trying to make it seem more like a music video. But if the challenge is, you know, choreograph this section, it does a disservice to not only the viewer, but the competitors as well, because we don't even get to see what they're fully doing. So we're just going to be talking about the looks today. And starting off on a bad note are the Boulets looks. What is this? I don't like this. I don't like this at all. This really seems like this was one of the looks where it was like, what do we do? Like, clearly the budget did not go into these looks. I am sure that there are going to be bigger looks, and because of those bigger looks, some looks suffered. This one, for sure. The wings are cool, don't get me wrong, but I don't like this at all. I don't like this at all. Oh my gosh. It literally is a bodysuit with wings. It gives, like, Halloween costume. The hair is fun, but, like, I wish they would have done, like, on theme, like, mod, vampire type of shit. This is disappointing to me, which is a bummer. But anyway, moving on to Group 1, Blackberry and JK. Okay, first off, back to the editing. What the hell was this floor show? Why did it go by so quickly? The way I couldn't even distinguish who was on and, like, the looks, like, I really had to pause and look and take it all in. They went by so freaking fast. I get that they were doing, like, the performance, and it was probably cut for time, but that was insane. Like, that was actually crazy. Blackberry maybe got a total of 5 seconds. 5 seconds. Like, you didn't even get to see her full outfit, which is, again, a disservice to not only the viewer, but the contestants. So we're gonna try our best here, because this episode was something. So Blackberry, I thought this was really cool. I loved her hair. I totally got her reference. I loved the grill in her. She looked really cool. Did it give beach? Not necessarily, but not a ton of these didn't give beach. So they kind of, a lot of them missed the mark there. So it's like, can we judge it off of, like, beach vampire? No, not really. So we're just going to do, like, regular vampire. I thought this was really fun. I love her hair. I love her earrings. I love that all of the texture of the jewelry matches. She looks gorge. And she looks amazing. Killed it. JK. It reminds me of when, like, a child, like a 3-year-old, is playing dress up for the first time, and he's, like, digging in his parents' clothes and, like, ties something, like, you know how we all, like, had a towel on our head as a wig? That's what it gives. Like, it doesn't give vampire at all. I don't like it. It looks really messy. It's giving season 5 JK, and it's such a bummer because, you know, spoiler, but Jaharia got a critique that was fall from grace. JK was a fall from grace this week as well. Like, this, I get what he was going for. It did not land at all. Yeah, it just is messy. It just is really messy. Going on to team 2 of Dahlia, Sigourney, and Abora. Again, like, I don't know if the memo was, let's not do a good job this week because we all did such a good job last week. But, like, what the hell was in the water this week? It seemed like everyone just phoned it in. Like, I get that, like, it's swimwear and it maybe is a little bit more relaxed. But, like, so many of these looks are chops. Dahlia, chop. I do like the floaties. That's a cute look. But I don't know. I think there's a way to style swimwear, drag swimwear, and make it still seem big and fun and exciting. Like, again, I didn't like this Dahlia look. The makeup wasn't fun. Like, she had the teeth painted on her lips. Like, literally the only thing that I liked about this look were the floaties on her arms. And, like, I guess the first look is kind of cute too. But, like, she's in the second look. like, that's what is being judged as the second look. I did not like it. I did not like it at all. We're going to keep going on. Now, this is a look that I really appreciated. Abora. I love that it's kind of like these like sailor stripes. It gives like by the sea. Love the wig. Love the claws, the teeth. Like, I love that she's doing like a bat prosthetic. Like, it's giving bat vampire, almost like werewolf, but like if a human was turning into a bat. Like, that was such a cool, really cool look. You know, they really tried to come for her with not having a wig reveal. I think that was so fucking stupid. Like, you're gonna knock her points for not doing a reveal that she planned. I think, like, they should criticize, like, what has being presented, and they're like, you didn't do the wig reveal, so we're knocking you down. It's like, what if she didn't want to do it? Like, that was stupid to me. That was so dumb. This look is really cool. She looks really awesome, and yeah, I completely disagree with everything the Boulay said this week. She looks really cool. I love this blue. Maybe she could have been a little bit more bloody, but she looks awesome. Moving on to Sigourney. Okay, controversial opinion here. So I feel like this season I've been like anti-Sigourney, and maybe I am. But when she came out in this bathing suit, I was ready to throw my like remote at the TV. I was ready to chop. But upon further examination, I actually really like this look. And I think it's because of the styling that came with it. The sunglasses and the hair. And if you look on the bathing suit, it's textured. And, you know, it's a really bright purple. And, you know, she gets a pass from me this time. But I really did like this. So this is how you do kind of simple with purpose, right? It's definitely on purpose. The hair, the sunglasses, like the coat, like everything is done with intention, not just like, oh, I have this, I hope this works. It's in the way that she is selling it, people. We want to sell the garment. But I love this. Maybe I wouldn't have the bathing suit that shade of purple, maybe like a deeper purple, more of like a blood color. I think that would not necessarily like bright red like a blackberry had, but more of like a blood color. I think that would be sick. I think that'd be really sick. All right, group 3, Disasterina, Jaharia, and Zava. Jaharia. Bummer. Mad bummer. It's a bummer that she showed up as a Spider Woman to a Nosferatu Beach Party. Like, she has a spider on her head, and then if you see, there's like spider webbing design on her like shawl. Does she understand what a vampire is? I don't know. But this was really sad. I felt so bad for her because, like, why would you not do vampire or bat memorabilia? It could have been, again, like that simple, but with purpose. But this was like a totally different theme. And she didn't, I don't know, she put fangs in. It was not it. And I know that she feels bad, and I'm not going to dog her anymore, but this is probably the worst look we've ever seen on Dragula, for sure. And then we get to Disasterina. Okay, I thought this was really cute. I really appreciated what she was doing. I honestly thought she should have been in the top. Like, I really loved her look. I think it was fun. It was campy. I love the bag. Like, I could see this woman going to the beach. Like, this was fun. Like, I really appreciated this. I loved all the detailing on her neck and her head. Like, she looks fun. She looks really fun. So, Disasterina, 10 out of 10 in my book. Then, moving on to Zava. Now, this just being this look is amazing. Like, the little pussy illusion, I literally thought, like, for a split second, Miss Ma'am got a new pussy. Like, this is awesome. Like, they want to critique her for it not looking beach enough. hey, why don't we go down the line and tell everybody that, all right? Because, like, they said the second they lost the coat, it wasn't beach enough. Yeah, do we see literally every other person lined up next to her? Yeah, none of this was beach, okay? So let's relax here. This was really fucking cool, though. Like, this was really fucking cool. You cannot tell me that this wasn't awesome. Like, a pussy illusion. Ugh, I love it. And it's bedazzled. And her ears. And, like, honestly, I don't think that she should have been in the bottom for this. Like, at all. I think that clearly they're doing it for story purposes. But this was a serve for me. Like, I love this. I think, like, maybe she could have been a little bit more beachy. Maybe something in her hair or, like, something that she's holding. Or, like, maybe a fun little, like, strappy sandal. But come on, she's naked. Like, that's amazing. And it's bedazzled. And you see a pussy. Like, come on. And then we get to the final team of Eva, Cynthia, and Priscilla. All right, so if they're going to turn around and say that Zava doesn't look beach enough and then praise Priscilla, what is happening? Like, I love Priscilla's look, don't get me wrong. Does it give beach? No. Does it give swimwear? Not really. It gives, Elvis. It does miss the swimsuit. It gives, like, an Elvis bodysuit illusion. But, like, it doesn't give beach at all. But I still love it, obviously. It's still great. Like, such a cool idea. I love the cigarette floaty. I love the hair. Like, she really did slay this. This is one of my favorite looks of the night. But I think it's so weird saying that Zava didn't look beach when neither did Priscilla. Neither did literally anybody else. I think, like, the two people that looked beach-y were Dahlia and Sigourney. Like, they were wearing swimwear. They were wearing swimsuits. Everyone else was not beach attire. So, moving on to Eva Destruction. This was my favorite. This was my favorite of the night, if I'm being honest. I loved the coat. I loved I loved her hair. I thought this weird kind of, like, fuck-ass mom bob. Like, I loved it. And, like, honestly, I think she hit the nail right on the head. Like, it's supposed to be, like, 60s mod type of thing. And, like, people had a lot of liberation with what that meant to them. I think this was correct. This was absolutely correct. I thought she looked amazing. Her makeup was stunning. Yeah, can't stop looking at her hair. I love it. I want one. And then last but certainly not least, it is Cynthia Dahl. Madam, bravo. You just win always. This look is like the sister look to her Planet Pleasure X look from season 5. And it's amazing. Like, I love these. I want her to always do looks like this. Like, she needs to trademark looks like these because this is amazing. Like, I love this. Did it give vampire? Not necessarily. Did it give beach? No. But I mean, who else did? This was just it gave, like, ghoul or, like, ghost, soul. But this was so fun. Like, you can't look at this and be like, that was stupid. Because it was, but in a really fun way. Like, I love this. All right, so my standouts for the week are Eva, Priscilla, and Disasterina. I really, really appreciated Disasterina's look. And coming from being in the bottom 2 to where, like, she really did way more than a lot of people did this week. And I mean, that's not saying much. It really is not. And my bottoms would be JK, Dahlia, and Jaharia. So we get to the judging, and before any names are called forward, JK gets to use his protection spell against himself. And I think this was a correct decision, because if he didn't, I think he would have taken Abora's place for sure. JK would have been in the bottom. Absolutely no questions asked. And so he gets to be safe. And we now see that the monsters in the top are Eva, Blackberry, and Priscilla. And in the bottom, it is Abora, Dahlia, Jaharia, and Zava. I agree with this for the most part. I liked Blackberry's look. I mean, it was hard to judge this week because it was not necessarily a really good week. I could see why they put her in the top. It was fun. She camped it up. You know, she was being this around the way type of girl. And, you know, I think they kind of loved her interpretation of, like, beach vampire. And I'm actually really gagged that they put Zava in the bottom. Why they had a bottom 4 and not just, like, left it at Abora, Dahlia, and Jaharia. Because I don't think Zava's look was bottom worthy. Like, that was really cool. That was really, really cool. After the critiques, we see that Blackberry is the winner. Yay, Blackberry. Do I agree with this? Yeah, sure. Absolutely. I see why she is the winner. I think my winner would have been Eva. Because when I look at Eva, I see more of, I guess, what the challenge was calling for, you know, beach 60s vampire, right? And that's what I was kind of looking for. And that's, I think, where my mind went. So then we get into the cauldron right before the extermination, and just like last week, shit's gotta hit the fan. Of course it does. Why wouldn't it? And it all has to do with Dahlia. Right before we come back to the main stage, the camera's cut and we see a conversation happen between Dahlia and Zava that happened off camera. So we only get the audio. And basically Dahlia is saying to Zava that she was acting the way that she was because production was threatening a wellness check on her. And so it kind of put her in a bad headspace. But mama, you can trust and believe the Boulets do not play that shit. They came with the receipts and said, Dahlia, that's not true. That was awesome. That was so fucking awesome. And then, you know, Dahlia was like, well, like some people were saying that they were going to. And they said, okay, say names. And she said, Kelsey? I think that's what her name was. She said, Miss Girl over here. And then Miss Girl said, Dahlia, excuse me, that's not true. So now it's getting to the point where Dahlia has physically shifted her attacks from the cast to the fucking crew and production itself. That's really crazy to do. Like, to kind of throw production under the bus and say, like, you guys or this person was, like, doing this and that's why I'm acting like this way. Girl, give it a rest. Give it a friggin' rest. Like, I would be shocked if she came back next week. I would be shocked if they kept her around at this point. Like, that was the nail in the coffin for me. To then play as if production is trying to, like, fuck you over. Like, she's delusional at this point. She is literally delusional. Like, I really hope she goes home, because if she comes back, I don't know what I'm going to do, because I can't stand watching her anymore. And it's sad because I was really rooting for her this season because I loved her on season 3. And it's like she just, I don't know what her intention was this time, but it was like, let me just fuck everyone over. Like, I don't know what her angle was, but it wasn't cute. It made her look like a really bad person, and I'm sure she is not the person that she's being portrayed as. But going 4 for 4 episodes, girl, and you're acting like this, it's not a cute look. So anyway, we come back for the extermination this week. We are not seeing the ghostly gallows. We have a traditional extermination, and it is the ghouls have to eat blood and guts, basically. And so they're eating it. Zava and Jaharia are really leaning into, eating it and kind of like playing into it and being camp. And of course, we just can't have a fucking normal extermination because Abora starts eating something that she's not supposed to, which is literally just a prop, which I bet is some really like not edible things. So she starts eating something that she should not have. And we see that she has to now go to the ER. She is taken immediately to the ER after this extermination because she was eating probably some really disgusting meat. I think there was like specific meat that was like, oh, you can eat this. This is okay. I think they like figured out like how to make it look kind of real, quote unquote. And then there was like the prop meat, which is like actually some like really dangerous meat that you should not eat. And of course, Abora ate the prop meat, and now she has to go to the ER. So we get to the end of the episode, and we have no idea who goes home. We don't know if Abora is alive. I hope Dahlia goes home. Like, literally, can we rest, please? This challenge was horrible. Oh, my goodness. But guess what? We're not done yet. No. Why would we be? So we get the Hellbound Showdown. Hellbound Showdown. Hellbound Showdown? We get the Hellbound Showdown between Loris and Jade. Okay, so just seeing them standing next to each other, I loved Loris's look more. I thought it was giving the witch. That's what it's called, the witch. I thought it was so cool. It gave Beach. It was really cute. Like, I thought it was super, super, super cute. And it was just like everything was so cute. Totally hit the challenge right on the head, right? She did it. Jade's look, on the other hand, did it give vampire? Did it give beach? No. It gave bat. I mean, she stuck some bats to her tits. That's fun. She did that. But where she won was this performance. Like, she ate Loris up. Like, sex on a stick. My God. Like, I think I really underestimated Jade's performing skills until I watched this. I was like, oh shit. Like, she is doing that. So, yeah, Jade won, and rightfully so. She ate up this performance. So, unfortunately, we see that Loris is cast back in the shadows officially and will be officially exterminated and eliminated from the competition. We will no longer see them again. But next week, we will see Jade return, hopefully eating up fucking Dahlia. We'll see Jade one more time at the Hellbound Showdown, and hopefully it's against Dahlia and she wins. So let's go over my final thoughts. What the hell? What the hell was going on here on this day? Because I don't know if it was like the energy or the prompt or like what was going on, but like flop after flop after flop after chop after chop, like none of these looks were amazing. And it's so crazy that after a week where it was nothing but look after look after look, what happened? Like, literally what happened? The runway, the floor show was a chop, the performance was a chop, like, the drama, I just couldn't keep up. It was like the Zava and JK stuff, and then the Dahlia versus production stuff, and then the Abora stuff. I'm like, oh my God, what's happening? This is a bummer because I really love this challenge, and I think this kind of, like, tainted the water for me. I don't know. It was kind of, like, not great. I was gagging the whole time. I wish the looks were better, and I wish the performance was easier to digest, because it just, like, it left me as a viewer with, like, blue balls. Like, I wanted more. I wanted, like, maybe something more refined, something cleaner. with like editing and the looks themselves. Like, it just seemed like literally everyone, production and cast, were like, let's skip over this episode. We'll come back next week. So that's a bummer. But anyway, tell me what you think. Did you hate it as much as I did? Do you think that Blackberry should have won? Do you think that Zava should have been in the bottom? What was your favorite look, and what was your least favorite look? And who do you think is coming back? And who do you think got eliminated? Don't forget to drop a like and comment on this video and follow me along for this Titans journey. Don't forget to turn on your Drag Lair notifications to get alerted when I post a video. You can also follow me on TikTok and Instagram at callme.foot to keep up with what I'm doing. So that's it for this episode. I will see you next week for Dragula Titan Season 2, Episode 5. And remember, stay fierce, stay freaky. I will see you in the lair.